All right, everyone. We are here for notes, right? Thank you for being here. Make sure you have a paper and pencil out ready to write some notes, all right? So, always start off with the title of these particular notes, right? Which are called, right, slope from 2 points. Right? We're going to find the slope from 2 points. Right? And specifically, we're going to find the slope of 2 points without a graph. Right? Find the slope without a graph with 2 points. Right? So let us remind ourselves that to find the slope of 2 points, we needed 2 points, right? We need 2 exact points. So in this case, I'm going to put, this is one of the points, this green one here, and another exact point is this one here. Right? So to get from green to, actually, and then let me, so then this one, this point here was 1, 2, and up 1. So this is 2, 1. And this point here is 0, 0, 1, 2. Right? 0, 2. So we remembered that we're going to get from green to pink. So I want to get from green to pink. So I remember that my slope was delta y over delta x, which is right here, right? We remember that slope is equal to delta y, which is up and down, up or down, over delta x, which was left and right, right? So to get from this green point to this pink point, we have to go down, right? So I go down. So if I start here, I go down 1 slot. Down 1. Right? I went down 1, which is a -1. Right? And then to get from here to here, I went to the right 1. Oops. Sorry, everyone. Glitching. To the right 1, 2. So to the right means +2. So my slope was delta y over delta x. Delta y, which means I went, and delta x over delta x, which means I went down 1, so -1, and over 2. Right? Down 1 and over 2. Now, if you notice, these numbers are related to these numbers right here. So if I take my x's, 0 minus 2, I get -2. And if I take 2 minus 1, I get 1. So if I do my y's first, 2 minus 1, that gives me 1 over, let me change color just to make sure that we are doing something different. 2 minus 1, because we're doing delta y, right, is 1 over, now the x's. 0 minus 2 is -2. But as we learned, this and this is the same because eventually both are going to have negative in front of it. -1 over 2, and this is -1 over 2 as well. So they're the same. Right? So that's the relationship. So if we take the y's and we subtract them, we get the top number. And if we take the x's and we subtract them, we get the bottom number. Right? And that right there, kiddos, is our formula, see? If we take the two y's and we subtract the two y's, we get the y part, delta y. If we subtract the two x's, we get the bottom part of the fraction of the slope, right? So let's take a look at the examples, right? So always, always, always read the instructions before continuing. Find the slope of the line through each pair of points, right? Now the reason we do the formula is here, this was handy, right? I had a point here and I had a point here. But this line, as you can see, it's a line, it continues forever. And this graph here can be as large as the universe. So I can have a point all the way over here and a point all the way over here, which you can't see. Put over here and a point all the way over here. Or the point way up there, or a point way down here, or wherever. Right? So we can't have a graph. Right? Because the points are too big, they're too separated. So this is when we use our formula right here. Okay? And we're going to see how we're going to use that formula. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify my two x's here. So this is x, and this is x. I'm going to put a parentheses like this. Okay. And then I'm going to identify my y's. This is y, and this is y. Right? So once I've identified my x's and my y's, I'm going to use my formula right here. So let's go with traditional black here. So I'm going to say m is equal to delta y over delta x, which is equal to, oh my God, that was a horrible line. Right? Y minus y. So let's do that here. Y minus y. Forgot the y here. Which is equal to, what are my two y's? Negative 9 minus 0. Negative 9 minus 0. Right? And that's going to give me, well, these two are the same sign, so I must add them. 9 plus 0 is 9. And y is negative, 9 is negative, so, and it's bigger, so the answer is negative 9. Right? So I got my y part down. See, I did delta y. Y minus y. Now let's do delta x. Right? X minus x, right? X minus x is equal to, what are my two x's? Well, my two x's are 1 and 15. So I'm going to say 1 minus 15. There you go. 1 minus 15. These two are not the same sign, a positive 1 and a negative 15, so I got to subtract. 15 minus 1 is 14. And it's a negative 14 because 15 is bigger and 15 is a negative. Now, fortunately here, I have a negative divided by a negative, which is equal to a positive. 9 over 14, because there is no number that goes into 9 or into 14. So my slope for this problem was 9 over 14. That is my slope for number 1. There you go. Look at that. Using my formula, right? Using my formulas, which is right up here. And it'll be in the bottom of your notes there on Schoology, right? So let's take a look at number 2. Again, very first thing that I do is I'm going to draw my parentheses, right? And I'm going to identify my x's first, which are x and x. Next, I'm going to identify my y's, which are y and y, right? And I'm going to use my slope formula, which is right here, right? So m is equal to delta y over delta x, which is equal to, let's draw a long line, y minus y first. So let's do y minus y. So my two y's are 15 and negative 15. So I'm going to say 15 minus negative 15. Just like that. Right? Doing my y first. Now remember, in math, whenever I have negative, negative, they change, right? Change that, change that. Change, change. When I have negatives next to each other. Change, change. So 15 plus 15 is 30. There you go. I got my y done. Look at that. I went all the way down to the end. So now let's do our x's. X's in Spanish. So my two x's are negative 9 and 0. So I'm going to say negative 9 minus 0. Well, these two are the same signs, negative 9 and negative 0, so I can add 9 plus 0 is 9, right? And it's a negative 9 because 9 is bigger and 9 is a negative. Okay? So, now with this one, I notice that I can divide. Right? I can divide. I can divide them by 3. There's 30 and 9. I can divide them by 3. So let me divide them by 3. Divided by 3, I'm reducing, right? Remember? Reducing. 30 divided by 3 is 10 over negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. So my slope for number 2, my m is equal to negative 10 over 3. Right? Remember this negative here? I can put it in front of my fraction. Right? So y2 minus y1, or y minus y, over x minus x, right? Y minus y over x minus x. And that right there, kiddos, is what we do. That's what you're going to do for all the different problems. Delta y over delta x, right? Delta y over delta x, which means y minus y over x minus x, right? And this concludes our notes, kiddos. So make sure that you rewind if you have to for clarification. Write down everything that I wrote down, and you're going to be right with all the problems. All right, see you guys next time.